It had been almost 5 years since my maiden Camino, the 240-kilometre long Camino Português from Porto to Santiago de Compostela. Since then, I've done quite a few cycling tours, but I was so thankful and blessed to be here in Alcoutim, ready to embark on my second long-distance walking adventure, the Via Algarviana. After the 1 kilometre prologue stage the previous evening, from the starting point by the Rio Guadiana to the Alcoutim Youth Hostel, I had an easy start to this first full day of walking. As I set out, I was greeted by an amazing sunrise and gentle mist over the Guadiana, as I carried not only a backpack full of supplies, but a rather full belly, courtesy of a very big breakfast supplied by the hostel. The first 10 kilometres were an absolute dream, as I moved towards the famous Menires de Lavajo. These two stone structures are territorial or sacred space markers, which were constructed during the late Neolithic period, sometime between 3500 and 2800 BC. The combined sensation of the rising sun's warmth, along with the still cool morning air, enjoyed in complete solitude, with nothing but the sounds of nature, was, dare I say, a gift of pure bliss. What a great way to find my long-distance land legs and to reconnect with the trail once again. In the afternoon, the weather changed quickly. For an hour or so it rained, but mainly as a drizzle, at least where I was, but the strong wind made it seem a little more uncomfortable. However, when looking off into the distance, I could see some rather fierce downpours. A fellow pilgrim who was coming from the opposite direction, just after the IC-27 underpass, looked to have been totally soaked by one of those downpours, yet he was smiling from ear to ear like a Cheshire cat. While we didn't exchange any words, we did share an understanding grin as we passed, and as things turned out, I was to find out a little more about this stranger the next day, but that's something for the next video. As the weather cleared, I entered the final hour or so of the day. After a way more complicated than it had to be crossing of the Ribeira da Faupana, which ended up in my shoes getting wet anyway, I was now blessed once again by the incomparable beauty of nature, this time with a magical sunset as I approached the small town of Corte de São Tomé. With the daylight almost gone and the temperature rapidly dropping, I quickly got off the trail to find a suitable spot to wild camp. After a small meal and a few shots of beirao, I was good for the long cold night ahead in my hammock. But, truth be told, I was already feeling more than warm enough inside, as my Camino heart had now been fully reignited.